Hello, welcome, Cosmic Phantom Travelers. How are you? I hope you're doing good. Apologies for the delay. I had my camera not working and sorry. So, how are you doing? Blessed by the best. Exactly. I heard an expression that was blessed to be stressed. Now let's go with that. Because there's a lot going on in the field. So I was guided to come online, even if it's very, very late. And hi, Grinta. And thank you all so much for your support. And I'm going to try to get back to a couple of messages, but I just haven't been able to. Okay, there's just so much going on. And I'm trying my best to share as much as I can with everyone, which is really my only mission here. To share my true authentic self, and may that be activated within you. For so it is. And that's really our purpose and mission here, the main one. The smoky bit is incense. We need some incense. We need a lot of sage. So there's a lot of energetic pushback or attacks going on in the field. So it's like we are at the precipice of everything fully completing. For me, there is no, in everything I share, as I often say, take what resonates, leave the rest. These are my own perceptions. I share them freely and confidently on my own platform. If I wouldn't be confident and assured of them, I wouldn't be sharing them. I do take my role as an influencer very seriously and the responsibility I have. I do not take this lightly, and I always speak my highest truth, and I am connected to source, and that's what I'm here to transmit. Whatever I transmit is always perfect, even if it's imperfectly perfect, because sometimes I get the words wrong. And that's like, I'm a translator really of source, cosmic source intelligence. And it's very actually challenging to put into words what I see and perceive. And I do my best. And it is kind of my gift, the words in the language, as well as it is my challenge, as I've shared before, because we need to understand whenever we share, whenever we speak, whenever we use language, it separates us. When I speak about I, people feel separated. It's the great I am. I am you and you are me. You are another me, rather. So, but really, whenever I speak of myself, I am just here to remind you that you're here, that you are, able and capable to do whatever I'm doing, I'm speaking of, and more. And it's not about more, it's about different and unique, really. Because what it's really about is that we all these little puzzle pieces of this big puzzle, which is the cosmic monad, that we're all part of. And it's like a beautiful sacred geometry. And as we are all our own authentic self, the puzzle piece completes. So we don't have to aspire to any kind of perfection that some spiritual or religious teachings have been trying to tell us is the new Christ. Because we're literally here to be the Christ embodied. But what is it? It's really the Christ Saphira. It's the masculine and the feminine unified as one. So even when I speak about the Holy Sophia, it's the Holy Sophia within us all. It's a Shiva Shakti, really. But it's a Shakti and a Shakti Ma, or the Holy Sophia, the Cosmic Mother, and the Cosmic Mother of Dragons. For me, these are very interchangeable terms because they're all representing the same, which is the Mother of all mothers, the Goddess of all goddesses, and she gives birth to all, and she has birthed all, and she's calling all of her children back into her womb and is rebirthing all of creation timelessly. Because it's already happening. You're constantly, all of your atoms are constantly rebirthing themselves. It's constantly happening. And I've shared this before. It's like we're in the cosmic womb and we're constantly expanding and contracting and shedding all that, from the cosmic body that's not of resonance anymore with the higher frequencies, with cosmic God source consciousness, which is really the law of one. And it's been shed from your body. It's the same as you're having a flu, which is a frequency light upgrade. Your body is shedding dead cellular residue, matter. And what is really the toxicity in our bodies? Is it really the food and the air? How did the food and the air get so toxic? If you understand that thoughts create matter, then it surely is our toxic thought forms and beliefs that have created this toxicity. And on another note, because I'm here as a representative of the Divine Mother and the Holy Sophia and the Mother of Dragons, and the Christ of Sophia, which is an androgynous blueprint, the cosmic new blueprint, is that I speak the way I speak because I'm activating it in your field, and that is my job. And anybody who doesn't like it or finds this as arrogant or has a problem with this, especially right now, please choose another channel, transmitter. Because, as I said, there are a lot of attacks going on, and this is really, we're going back in time where the divine feminine has been attacked. And again, this is not about masculine, this is not about gender. Please understand this. This is in every masculine, in every man out there listening. This is your inner divine feminine, your wisdom, your gnosis being suppressed and being attacked. And we can all relate to, or most people can relate to, what I share here, of what's being cleared, because I'm here really to clear the field, to help move the energies, to, transmit the keys and codes that make our ascension happen. And it doesn't come from arrogance. It just comes from, I know who I am and I know what I'm here for. And anyone who gets triggered by that just doesn't know who they are, which is God's source consciousness embodied. Nothing more, nothing less. So we're all the same, but different. So, bullseye, do not let any kind of mayhem around you distract you. And just stand in your true, authentic self, because you having confidence is the key to you fully reclaiming your power. You can be confident and humble. And I know I speak sometimes harsh words or a lot of what people don't want to hear, because I'm not here to tell people what they want to hear. I really am not. I'm here to tell the truth, which is a lot of the time what people don't want to hear. So they get triggered. And that's okay. That's just what I'm here for. But it's also not okay that people then project their crap onto me or anyone else for that matter, which a lot of people like me doing this public work have to deal with. Now let's come to donations. Needs to come in here. And yes, let's just get all of this energy that's been circulating today out of the way. I'm just going to address these things, whether you like it or not, or anyone. I'm not talking to you, me, us. It's all the same. It's only one of us here, okay? But we need to speak the truth, even when people feel triggered and don't want to hear it, okay? So if people feel triggered because I'm mentioning donations, sorry, but if you don't understand, all I am sharing is basically for free and donation-based. So I have no other income than the money people give me on donations by their goodwill. Understanding that I'm here to assist them to get out of the fucking matrix nightmare. So some people appreciate it and a whole lot of people hate me for it. Loads of people, okay? Let's go to, even from donations, all right? And I don't know why people get triggered by that anyway. It's like, really comes from a place of lack when you feel like, I don't know. I know it from my own self. It's like, we feel we don't have enough, so we can't give. And I understand also because, the whole money thing is being triggered, especially the last month or two, because we're clearing that crap of what's really important here. Yes, we all need to pay, the bills and everything else, the survival, pay for the survival. And it does leave very little left for, some of us. And I know that especially the Starseed community has had a lot of the money stuff to transmute. This is exactly why I'm doing what I'm doing and the way I'm doing it. Because I know I need to put it out there for everyone, whether they hate me for it or not, and especially the ones who hate me for it. Like, we're doing a lot of this healing, especially for the people who are hating on us, because that's how big our love is, and it's no weakness. And you're hating on the mother, you're hating on the divine feminine healing all of us. And everybody needs to get a fucking grip right now, I swear, because it's in the field. To pull together and support one another. Because people like me have been supporting and caring a whole fucking lot. And yeah, I do use the F word because it keeps me sane. I used to scream and smash doors a lot, but I stopped that. Because I learned how to master my emotional and mental body. But to get there, I had to let a whole lot of frustration and anger go. And believe me, even since I was a child, I had a whole lot of things to be angry and frustrated about. So when we understand that our, weaknesses are also our strengths, we can alchemize them. The same when we're frustrated or angry, it's all gold, as long as you know how to alchemize it and bring change about and speak your truth. So this needs to be spoken. It's the same as liking videos. I was listening to someone today doing similar things that I do, doing a video, and from the beginning, like the video, and if you want me to carry on, like the video. I do understand it. It makes me not want to like the video, although I did, because just for the principle of what I'm transmitting here as well. Because we do need to support the people who are bringing the wisdom that helps us ascend to the public, literally for free. What are we supposed to live on? That's why I can't afford a flat next to the really expensive house prices. But, I've just been guided to do it this way, because this is the only way I can get all of these codes across to as many people as possible. Because people are not as likely to pay for it. All right. It's just the way it's been. Even when I would be offering private sessions, it doesn't guarantee me an income, in times like these anyway. The same as it is for any job, because we need to understand there is no security. So because I am serving from the beginning on, where I walked out of my home with 70 years in my pocket, no income and nowhere really to go to, and not knowing what's next. And I was carried from one now moment to the next. And I had moments of homelessness where somebody would walk up to me and offer me a place to stay. Or I found a bed somewhere in a hostel for free. I'm a living example that this is possible, because I'm creating the blueprints for us to access New Earth where nobody needs to work for a living anymore. So I am helping you to transcend all of the survival crap by what I'm transmitting. And what I'm transmitting is for other teachers and healers. It's not for the general public, because, it is an advanced class. I do try and use as simple words as possible, but ultimately I just speak whatever comes through in the now moment. And I am a healer for healers and a guide for guides and, teacher of teachers. And it's not about teaching, we're all sharing here. And I just know certain things. That's what I'm here to share. And I'm just asking you to share what you have here to share. All I'm doing is reminding you of what you can do. Really, truly. And people that have transcended enough of their separate ego get this. So, and if not, it's fine. I used to get triggered by people. I still get triggered by people sometimes. But, I then sit with it instead of writing someone a nasty email. So anyway, that's out of the way. If you want to support people, at least like, share, comment, subscribe and support them that way. Because it's the same as when I used to do remote healings, again, on commission base. It's like 10-15% of people who give back. This number needs to change, quite frankly, if you want to be in a unity field. Okay. And whoever doesn't like this, again, please change the channel. So that out of the way, because who do you think the divine feminine is? The Magdalene, the Sophia, the Shakti. Do you think she is some little woman who is just nice and loving and everything is fine and just gentle and just please walk all over me? No, she's also the Kali Ma. She's here to bring order to this crap, because there are plenty of teachers and speakers who speak like that and who have perfect internet platforms and websites and products and everything like this, okay? But I'm sorry, what you get here is authenticity and truth. And, I am not everyone's cup of tea, I'm sure. So anyway, and this will, get to the people who it's meant to be. And this is also activating this in you to speak your truth and push back when people are projecting their unacknowledged shadow aspects at you. So no more of that, because we can't keep taking it. We got into this mess because, again, the masculine within us all projected the unacknowledged shadow aspects onto the feminine, and the feminine took it. It's the one who's like the nice girl, who's like, keeping treading on eggshells and doesn't want to anger anyone. And this is the codependent who's fixing everyone because that's the only way she can be safe. No more of the shit. So, done. Done. Energetically cleared in the field. You're welcome. Now, And I'm having fun with this because believe me, once you surrendered your false ego self to source and become divine will embodied, I'm not even doing this here. My ego didn't want to come here online, believe me. Okay. And my ego and my higher self are going to take a little break after this. That's what I'm seeing. So now we're quantum collapsing the false fear-based matrix programming, which is really based on judgment and opinions. So that's what's separating us. Jealousy, envy, competition, this animosity is coming up in the field. So it's all coming up. It's all fine. But this is also how we're clearing it. You know, like I used to not speak up, like, you know, when things are not right. And I just then keep up building. And you just, you know, this is you not enforcing your boundaries and speaking your truth. You speaking your truth is you having boundaries, mainly, even if people don't want to respect them. Now, with that, also all the false past and future memories, I wrote past and future memories, all that has been, which includes all fallen past and future timeline realities, are being cleared. So I know I wrote a post today and there was a big backlash in the field of that. I believe the whole Nesara, Gesara, and Medbed Ascension Timelines that being massively propagated out there for many, many years are part of a negative alien agenda. They're part of the Kabbalah agenda. Illuminati, however you want to see this. It is. They're false. They're fallen. Money isn't real. It's fictitious. Medbeds are artificial. Now, we are accessing our own organic crystalline technology. So I don't even understand why people have a problem with that, because I'm not saying you're not getting your abundance. I'm saying we're here to create our own abundance and ignite it from within. So basically what people are telling me who are having a problem with this are telling me that they would rather get handouts from some new proclaimed government that we really don't need, instead of them being able to manifest whatever they want out of thin air. And we don't need money. You know? So before you jump the gun, sit with it a little bit. Again, what people read or even understand when I'm speaking goes through their own lens of understanding. It has nothing much to do with me, what they're actually understanding at their end. Okay, there can be two people, you know, being in the same environment, something happening, and they have a totally different experience of it. Because again, it goes through the ego lens. The only way you can get rid of that is by transcending the false ego, all these opinions, belief systems, all that keeps you separate. Surrender it all to source and get to know your true self. That's really the only way. And again, I'm not here to tell people what they want to hear and say, everything is fine, the aliens are coming to get us and the money is going to be here. No, I'm here to tell you, listen, if we don't do this and know that we are here as the guardians, as the ascended masters, as the galactics, we're not waiting for anything. We are igniting this from within. It's ultimately a shift in frequency and consciousness within you, realizing you're the creator of all of this. But you can't have any of these victim programs running anymore that are telling you that something from the outside of you is going to come and rescue you. Because all of this basically means that you're still in victim mode. You're still playing the old games, polarity consciousness. You're not united in divine union with source and all that you are, your full multidimensional selves. You know, this is not ascension. It's not ascension. Ascension is you becoming an avatar. Full light body activation, full 13D strands physicalized DNA and beyond. This is not about 5D. Believe me, all the interferences, all of the negativities, they go all the way up to 12D. This doesn't end with 5D. And you know, another reason why we haven't actually seen the realities beyond is that the astral has been freaking mayhem. And if you would show this to people, they would lose their freaking minds. The same as if you tell everyone now, and everybody believes this at, you know, the consciousness we've just been in, but it's all shifting right now, quantum shifting, okay? So I'm talking about the past. But just imagine what disclosure means the way people think it is, of everybody now knowing that the government, and they're basically negative aliens, have tried to poison everyone and committed a mass genocide. You know, basically. Which is still part of the divine plan, because souls have chosen to exit one way or another, no matter how they are exiting. So, and this is just one level of truth. The highest truth is we have co-created as all as one so we can awaken all as one. And the only way we're going to ignite heaven on earth is you realizing that it's literally a state of consciousness that you have to ignite and hold from within. That's a constant. That's not just one moment. That's you keeping super hyper aware of every thought, word, feeling, belief, action you take. Doesn't mean you need to be perfect and give yourself a hard time. No, quite far from it. This is 144,000 divine archetypes of the Godhead embodied. That leaves a whole lot of leeway. Like, I am not the kind of divine feminine embodiment that most people would expect, obviously, as you already know. You know, I do a lot of things people would judge. I smoke. I also smoke joints. I drink. I do these things. I don't eat that well, and I'm perfectly fine. I could definitely do better. But I also know that my consciousness overrides all of these things. And I know that many people judge this shit. And this is also why I'm saying this, because ultimately I'm not speaking even. I'm speaking to the one consciousness. And the one thing we really need to do right now is cut through all of these judgments and opinions, because it's really what's keeping us apart. What's working for me doesn't work for you. I'm not giving this as health advice at all. I'm all for health. I love healthy foods and all of that, okay? But you need to, I also eat meat. And then for times, I would be vegetarian. Yeah, it's real. It's been real. It's been real. Because you know what? The whole collective doesn't want to aspire to some holiness, sainthood. It's not, it doesn't even work, because that's the whole reason why we've had this whole experience is an expansion of consciousness and ultimately of DNA. Your DNA is your consciousness. It literally holds thought forms and beliefs. So, as I've mentioned before in my other videos, it's like, so we are merging shadow and light, yeah, because nobody is just good or just bad. And this is where we're alchemizing the fallen angelic, okay, or our shadow self. But it's not to be hated or judged. It's to be alchemized, because that's actually where also your gold lies. Because the invasion also happened, or let's say, you know, God created creation, we have created ourselves, and we were split into kind of two groups of shadow and light, okay? So when we hear about these stories about the fallen angelics and wanting free will, although free will is not a whole topic, but basically, so we split into all these fractals and kind of, you know, camps of light and dark, but also throughout the incarnations, believe me, we've been meddling within the different areas in order to integrate all of that. But what we are doing for our work is to see, okay, what is serving us and what doesn't. But it's, for example, when you think about the Lemurian massacre, okay, that we spoke about before, which is a core wound we're healing right now, where the masculine and feminine split really happened and everything took a turn for the worse. But basically, it was also because we weren't prepared. We weren't, you know, we dropped into fear as the invasion happened. That's what opened up our fields to all of this anyway. You know, we are already split within the tribes. The tribes were already split. That's how the invasions came in. Okay, so now what we are correcting is ultimately healing this within us, because we're all one. So you can access the one mind, the one consciousness within your own field. And as you fully multidimensionally merge, which we're doing right now with your God Source Self, so all of your levels, all the way up 12D and beyond, all the way back to Source. That's the only way you can embody God Source consciousness. What happens then? I don't know what I was saying. Anyway, it's God Source consciousness. We're getting rid of the pyramidal scheme of you have some ascended masters down here that come down to earth and tell the little people what to do. Okay, we are becoming one unified circular field where there is no more hierarchy, because the hierarchy is the issue here. Okay, because people think they are more or they're less than any others. We're all just fulfilling a role and everybody's equally important. Every puzzle piece is important. And we're not supposed to copy one another. And we are our own unique expression of God's source consciousness that nobody else can tell us what that is. And only then can you ignite your diamond rainbow plasma light body, your multidimensional DNA, which is basically you igniting your health and your wealth, because that's when you can manifest out of thin air anything you want, because you are at one with the elements. You are at one with everything in creation. That's when you know nothing lies outside of you. There's nothing to fear here. There's nothing separate anymore. And that's when we really get to embody the new consciousness, what I see coming on. It's the unification of your higher and lower self, so the God and the human. So it's not just being totally holy people, okay, where I was. So the split in consciousness happening. Sorry, I'm now, the frequencies are very high, so I'm trying to put this into language. But also, again, a lot of what I'm transmitting are literally frequencies, and all of the information that's been in the field is being transmitted, and it's really beyond words. It really, really is. And it's with everyone you're listening to. Because again, somebody can say all the right words, but they're actually transmitting something very different. I've had many, many experiences with that. I've been fucked with a lot by the false light. So that's why I know what I'm talking about. And the only thing that really helps is you becoming fully sovereign. It doesn't mean that you can't listen to anyone. You just listen with discernment. You know what I mean? You don't just suck it all up, and just because you like someone, you think everything they say is great. You know what I mean? It's just like everyone can get it wrong. Everybody can change, all of that kind of stuff. And we don't need to always agree anyway. And that's the main point, because once we can agree to disagree, we're all fine here, and we don't need to argue about the shit, which is literally what is separating us, all these opinions and beliefs. Okay? As long as what I do is not hurting you, we're all good here. And I also know that as you heal, all of these things drop away that are no longer in alignment. But I also know, for example, I never get drunk, I never get stoned, I never, ever, because my consciousness won't even allow it. So just in case anyone is wondering. And I can very easily do that. But it's the same as swear words. Some of these things are just, it's like it's just what some of us old souls, it's not affecting us as much as it would be with someone else. Again, everybody's very different, So let everybody be their true unique self. As long as we are accepting ourselves as we are and are in divine union with ourselves, nothing another person does or, projects back at us is actually going to affect us, as in it might not be nice, but we also know it's not about us. And that's when you're fully at home. That's you fully embodied. That's you literally bringing your puzzle piece online. That's you igniting your diamond rainbow plasma light body and your unique blueprint, because that's you fully at home without feeling guilt or shame or, all of these discordant frequencies, which is basically fear-based frequencies, which is what is keeping your DNA locked in. Because it's love, it's a frequency of love that is igniting our multidimensional DNA. That's why all these agendas are all about, keeping you in fear, keeping you in survival mode, keeping you in, these states of consciousness, because that's how you're not going to ignite your DNA. That's even beyond what they want to inject into you. It's just keeping everybody in freaking fear. That's what's keeping the DNA really close. And it's the fear-based program that's fully lifting as it's as it's clearing, as with everything else, it's coming up and out. So just know it for what it is. Push through any fear of anybody rejecting, attacking you for you speaking your truth. Take it, so to say, in the chin. Speak your truth. Don't take it as such. Don't allow it into your field, because when you're confident about yourself, it doesn't come into your field. That's how we're unfuckable with now. That's how we become bulletproof, as we no longer have these fear-based thought forms and beliefs running in our field, which came really from trauma and wounds, and which is also down to a lot of the religious and spiritual programming telling us we need to be one way or another. Because again, what I saw is that ultimately all of this mayhem happened, and the invasions and the raping and the Holocaust is to mix all the DNA by force, because naturally we wouldn't be gravitating to kind of that sort of an opposite genetic, okay? That's why you had these forced breeding programs where a lot of the Ayani women, the Lemurian women, were basically taken by the Anunnaki and taken to Nibiru for forced breeding programs and basically raped. And that has caused a lot of heartache. And that's also very much connected to the divine feminine wound healing right now, and the mitochondrial DNA RNA coding and mother and child coding, because again, the divine mother is the one who births all, and she's at one with the divine masculine and the child. She births all, but it's all one, because it's like it's quantum. It's like the chicken and the egg. It's ultimately both at the same time. Once you create one thing, you create the other. Okay, so the oneness doesn't exist without the Trinity, if that makes sense. I don't give sessions. Sorry, this is all I'm offering. That's why I am, relying on donations. I just don't have the energy, and I'm not being guided. Like, my job is so far at the moment to just put what I'm getting out there whenever I'm guided to do it, and in whichever way it comes out. It's literally all from the heart, and there's no order behind it, and I just cannot offer sessions at the moment. So basically, it's like I was reminded early on, that picture of, I think it was Van Gogh, that was put on auction a few years back. It was massive. It was a lot in the papers. And it's basically of Joshua, of Jesus, with a crystal ball, and the fingers like this. Wait, I can't even do it. So you have a crystal ball here. Yeah, wait, I have a crystal ball. So that's fun. Okay, yeah. So he's doing like this, but he's actually a feminine Christ. He's actually very feminine. I need to dig out the picture tomorrow. Does anybody know what that is? So basically, it's like a very famous picture. It took millions, but basically it's Jesus or Joshua. I don't even call him. But it's actually the embodiment of the feminine Christ, because he looks very feminine in that picture. And it's also with a smirk. It reminds me a little bit of the Mona Lisa. But basically, that's for me also the whole foretold story, because again, this is a quantum story that has been, the way we are finishing and completing Ascension doesn't look like the way many people expected it to be. It's an inside-out event. It's a shift in consciousness more than anything else. And it's the feminine Christ that really has been, sacrificed and put up on a cross in a way. And again, we all won. Because again, we've, disconnected. I mean, in the end, the Christian stories, they still leave Jesus as kind of a martyr. But Mary Magdalene is not even his wife, and is the prostitute, which they have finally corrected, I believe. But you get me. So it's this whole, again, this kind of negative projection of the collective shadow onto the dark feminine, okay? Where she's actually the one with the projections that is clearing all of the demons, which is, again, also what the Shakti does. So, and again, it's Shiva Shakti, it's the divine masculine feminine, it's the Christ or Sapphira, however you want to call that. Like, ultimately, at the higher levels, nobody cares about these words. I swear to God, nobody does. We do obviously create on this level, okay? But what we're accessing now is beyond words, and they're getting lost because, again, words create separation. It's you, me, them. It's past, present, future. You can't literally, lately I'm realizing how much you cannot talk without mentioning the word time. It's in some way or another. And even when we speak about now, it's already the past. So what we're watching right now is something, that's already the past, and what's kind of like just being brought up in the field as all these foreign timelines. And as long as we can look at them, whether they're personal or collective, without fear, without the energy of fear, that just very easily dissolve in the field. Yeah, no, the divine feminine has been generally demonized. And it's the dark feminine, because the masculine wants the feminine small. And again, it's the patriarchal masculine. It's not the divine masculine we're speaking about, okay? And again, these are energies we all carry. It's not about gender. So we need to stop being attacked when I talk about these things, okay? I have a lot of strong masculine energies. So again, nobody cares about this crap unless you're still in separation. So the feminine, the dark feminine within us all, which gets rid of the freaking demons because she's given birth to them, is what needs to fully arise now within men and women alike. And children, please. Because we are the cosmic womb. We are the cosmic mother. We are the ones who are giving birth to ourselves. We are all of this. So anything I speak about, again, there's only one of us here and we are all of this. That's where we're getting to, where we're no longer, this is the ascended masters, the master, and this is, I don't know, the priest over there or whatever it might be. I don't really care. But you get me. Where there is no more of that feeling. Yeah, it's just one of us here. And that's what we're fully transcending. 3, 2, 1. So it is done. Really. And yeah, and again, it's the divine feminine within us all. When we speak up in wisdom, it's the wisdom, it's the healing, it's the oracle abilities, and then when I'm being shut down, and again, the distorted masculine wants the feminine small because he knows she holds the power ultimately. So he needs to keep her small in order to be dominating her. So that's why a lot of the feminines have been raised as codependents and also with a low sense of self-confidence. And I know from my own self, just speaking self-confidently as I do here, like it really, I need to literally for hours beforehand, just like I'm like, I don't want to even speak like this in a way. But I know I have to because it's bigger than me. It's not about me because I'm not the ego. Because the more you surrender to divine will, nobody's doing anything here, ultimately. My ego steps aside. Like, it's not that I'm not, here, my personality, but you get me. It's like, I literally just want to have a nice and quiet life. I don't care for all of this nonsense. All I want us is to ascend. Yeah, playing games is done. And what's happening now? Have you noticed the whole heart activations? It's very much connected to the Emerald Heart. Okay, we have our heart. It's connected to the Emerald Order, the Emerald Awakening. It's an Emerald network. Every bigger town has an Emerald Heart kind of center. And then it's connected throughout the planet and also cosmically. And it's really our new telepathic communication network. And what I'm realizing is now that you can really read people so clearly. Like nothing is hidden anymore. Nothing is hidden anymore. So if I tune into anyone, I can literally see what's going on, like very clearly. It's scary. And I know people don't like that. That's the other thing. Their love, kind of they love you doing what you're doing until you kind of do it to them. So, but yeah, nothing is hidden anymore. And that's the thing. So even if you think about privacy and all of these things and any secrets we're carrying, it's being known now anyway. So let's take off the masks, any kind of like shame, guilt, anything we feel guilty about, and just burn it all away because it's all programming. Now, remorse is different. Okay, again, then there's also the other side where you have the psychopaths or narcissistic tendencies who think like just because it's all perfect and it's all the divine plan, they can just do whatever they want and they're free of any karma. No, this is not how this works. Everything you've ever done, every thought, every belief, every action is being recorded in your morphogenetic field, in your divine blueprint. Your physical body is a teeny tiny 3% of all that you are. So this is why our plasma light body is so important, because once you die, you leave your physical body behind, but you're taking all the consciousness that's really going to form another body with you. So this is now the final hurrah and culmination of everything we've ever done, said, felt, acted upon. Because all timelines, all realities fully culminate and collapse in the 0 point field, the still point of the cosmic womb of the mother, which is us. So, and again, it's not something even like an event we're looking for as such, although it is a cosmic heart ignition as I see it, but it's more about just that shift in consciousness. And it's a total non-event. Because if you think about it, it's just you awakening to your true self, your God self. And we're doing this all as one. Oh, 524, Bear, you're being brave. Also, if you ever have problems sleeping, my videos, listening to them does help, especially the activations. Again, they make me also go kind of offline, as in I get knocked out by them and can't stay focused on, everything I'm blabbering on about. And light language is just supposed to be like this. This is the beauty. It surpasses your conscious mind. It's, a whole multidimensional organic technology. And just as why we don't do time. Huh? And What was I talking about? I'm losing a lot of thoughts. I'm sorry, I'm jumping about all over. But again, it's beyond time and thought and gravity and space and all of this nonsense. So, yeah, so listening, exactly, can't sleep. So if you can't sleep, listen to me. You should be more able to. Again, high frequency does this. I would only suggest this if you really trust someone, okay? You don't want to because when you sleep and listen to someone, this goes in deep into your subconscious. You know what I mean? So I'm always wary with any of these, kind of things on YouTube that are programming your subconscious, unless I could literally listen to the whole thing consciously and then decide sort of thing. But again, people can also say one thing and are transmitting something very different via the frequency. That's why you really need to feel people out. We need to just feel into the frequency of what somebody is transmitting. And where we're at, it's really all about authenticity and not putting up some, mask of perfection. Because again, to come back to that. So it's all about really what we've been through about DNA diversity and expansion of consciousness, which is an expansion of DNA. So we had to mix these two kind of very diverse genetics in order to multiply in a way. It's like if you take the masculine and the feminine, okay, the twin flames. So they were in an androgynous body. So we were split in two in order to now come together as two wholes. So we've multiplied. And we have reached kind of a higher perfection because we've been mingling with all of this different DNA, aka consciousness, in order to expand our consciousness, collect all these keys and codes. Because again, what I saw is that along the Christic lineages, what you did is you would intermarry within the families. So again, it's the same, like it's, along the lines of interbreeding. Too much perfection creates imperfection. The same as too much order creates disorder and chaos. So we literally needed to diversify under kind of forced circumstances, because naturally we wouldn't have done that, in order to now come really together again in unity, but by everybody being fully sovereign, if that hopefully makes sense. So you get me? So it's like, because again, if we are striving for some perfection of wanting to be some saint, this is exactly what kind of got us here. Because when you're striving to that kind of perfection, it's the same as people going to church and, they're cheating on their wife and whatever, you know what I mean, are not really adhering to the ideals they're professing to, like the 10 Commandments. So if you have these ideals, but you're not in integrity, which for me a lot of religion is about, and spirituality as well, then you're tending to, again, be not in integrity. This is you basically being out of alignment with your true divine blueprint. So if we're too focused, it's the same as if you're too focused on feeling good and ascending, it's actually an underlying fear of you not ascending and not making it. And I know this is coming up big again in the field. And you have to understand, once you separated your false separate ego self, you understand there's only one of us here and there's no one who cannot make it. The only one who can die is your false ego self. That's not real in the first place. Really is. Because once you have come to true divine union within, you're at one with source, and then you cannot ever die. You're infinite consciousness. And we're going way beyond money, but it also needs to be said, because at the moment we're still exchanging, money as a form of energy. So, and again, these things just need to be said, because there's, I know this affects many people, especially, again, loads of healers out there. And that's why there are not many healers and people doing what I'm doing, because it's hard enough as it is, even if you do a 3D business plan around it. And that's not what I've been guided to do, because I'm trying to create a new blueprints. We were just following our bliss whilst we're being in service, but not because we need to earn money. As long as you trust and are in service, the way I've been shown, I'm being provided for. And yeah, it's not always easy, but it's not easy, again, for even people with a steady income. And I've been there, I've done it all. So anyway, and we're creating all new now. And the exchange, what I see in future, I see a kind of point. So first of all, everybody's provided for, because the resources belong to us all. I mean, who owns the world? Yeah, we do, especially once the invaders fully disappear. As the divine masculine, feminine fully unite. Okay. And ultimately, it's our full divine inner union coming online any moment now that brings us online. And it's quantum. It's like the chicken and the egg. What was there first? It's ultimately quantum. It might seem as if one was there first or the other, but it's actually happening at the same time. The way as we're looking at the people not being, anywhere close to ascension, never mind, never worry. It's a total dream scene change. Okay, focus on you, focus on your ascension. No, you can't get this wrong. The more you can just lose the fear of not making it, any fear of not making it or any fear in general will just help you manifest that. So just understand that you cannot not make it. You cannot die. And that's literally your ticket out. Okay. So yeah, literally no worries. Wait, I got didn't I have I have so many notes, I can't even read my notes anymore. And I'm constantly losing track of my trail of my thoughts. But basically, don't worry, because we're not in control here anyway. It was something along those lines. We really are not. So the more we can let mastery and control is very different. Again, this is a co-creation. We make it our best intentions, but it's a whole co-creation, like the butterfly effect, all these moving pieces, we're all influencing each other. Okay. And that's why there are so many mission upgrades as well, and why there's nothing set, really set here, especially in the quantum, because everything is constantly shifting, because we totally in the quantum, there's no more linearity, no more cycles. So everything is unpredictable and everything is even more impermanent, because before everything is, we've been feeling stuck because it's so dense in this energy, and especially with all of the forces around us trying to delay ascension, because you need to understand with the whole ascension false timelines, realities that are being pushed, such as med beds and financial packages. And I believed in them for years, the Nisara Gesara thing. For years, until I understood that, wow, this is all inverted, and 95% of the spiritual stuff is all basically a psyop. It really is. So that's why just doing your own sovereign journey, and being very picky in what you expose yourself to is you learning discernment, because you do need to learn how to differentiate between organic and artificial environments and transmissions and whatever it may be. Which is ultimately, you look for inversions, you look for what doesn't make sense, what doesn't end up. You need to feel, sometimes I just feel, whenever, you feel a negative emotion towards someone or something, just trust your feeling, first of all, go deeper, don't make, just rush decisions or judgments, right, discernment, but you get me. You need to trust your feeling above anything else, especially because the false light is very good in copying and making it all look perfect. But they come in all different ways, in all different ways. So it doesn't need to look perfect. You get me? There is not one scheme I can say, and I'm definitely not going to name names of who's out there I believe to be false light. So anyway, and I know I'm hopping all over the place and I'm not finishing some of the things I want to say, but we're just rolling with it. So you need to understand the whole fragmentation, everything we've been through has really been there in order to bring us closer together. It's the same as the whole COVID thing. It's really there to, to make everybody see now how freaking insane it was. Because again, you need to see it for yourself. I've kind of fallen for it, the same as I have fallen for a lot of things that I now know better. That's the only way we know, isn't it? It's through experience. You need to see for yourself, because just being told is often not enough. It's the same as we need to let children make their own experiences. We can tell them the candle is hot, but one day they will touch the flame in order to find out, is it really hot? And again, Nisara Gesara, we are doing this our own. It's not as if there's no abundance coming, quite the opposite. It's beyond you getting rescue packages. It's, again, I see point system, I see the resources being, divided beyond, amongst all. Also, we are looking at a much smaller size of occupants on Earth, because a lot of that out there are backfill people. It's not real. It's like CGI. It's artificial overlays. That's what I see. Again, take what resonates, leave the rest. Okay, so I see New Earth is more like a point system. You can almost imagine it like a virtual video game, just organic, crystalline, real, natural. Okay, but the same principle. So like the best video game, you can literally be the superhero there. Kind of on a point basis, you can add, through what you're doing, more sort of points to it, in order to, let's say, acquire things that are beyond your basic requirements. And then we also have bartering, exchanges, things like this. So basically, the one thing you really need to understand is that time doesn't exist. As long as you still keep asking, when does it happen? When is it happening? You're still being in time. And right now, this is the end of time cycles. And you really need to transcend any connection to time and waiting, because this is the end of waiting, which is the end of time. So you totally need to, it's like coordinates. You can, obviously we need to make, appointments to see people or whatever's going on. But you use it as a coordinate, you play with it. No, I don't believe in a timeline split whatsoever. We've already been through a split in the consciousness. Well, what's coming up now is the final purification of. So what I'm seeing is, over the next few days, this will all fully complete, and we are fully accessing New Earth now. And it's basically is calling back all the negative entities, invaders, back to source for re-encryption. This is the total full physical rollout completion of the reset, because so far everything I've been talking about has been very much, on the invisible levels. But that's what people like me are here to transmit. And again, everything I have been sharing was very much within the quantum, although lately I've been sharing more linear dates. But it's all quantum completing, because we are complete here. The cosmic monad, the forerunners, the 144 are complete. As we all heal. It's quantum. That's why we are ascending as one. So never mind about anyone else. Focus on you. Transcend any fear, any resistance. Transcend time, space, gravity, please. It's very, very, very important. That's what we're here to do, because you need to transcend the laws of the 3D in order to ascend. So if you still keep going on time, you're still caught within the constructs of the matrix. And again, only your false self can die. And so is the same for everyone else. So our job right now is you hold the frequency, hold the vision, bullseye. Don't let any of this negative talk get to you. You just know it for what it is. Okay? Don't need to get defensive. You don't need to get resistant. You don't need to fight anything. You just speak your truth. Sometimes you don't react at all. Every moment will demand a different aspect of you to step forward, depending on the situation. That's why you integrating your multidimensional selves is you knowing in every now moment what's the highest action to take. And only you know this, because you can't have someone standing next to you saying, yes, you should be doing this or that. And we're not always supposed to just, the whole idea of love and light. I mean, we're not supposed to be just love and light all the time, especially now. It really takes the Kalima and the Shakti to clear up the field right now. And it's the Christ or Saphira. Again, it's the Shiva Shakti together as one that can only do this, because it's the fall of the masculine and feminine, the split, that has ultimately caused the fall in consciousness. So it's only their true divine union that heals all of this, which heals our blueprint. And that's what's igniting New Earth fully. And many of us can feel the plasma light body upgrades activation, crystalline, and the DNA activations coming online. And yeah, you're clearing and you're activating. Again, in-breath, out-breath, contraction, expansion. That's happening constantly. And as this happens, that's a pressure cooker energies as well, because you're constantly, it's like up, down, up, down, up, down, because it's like you're clearing, you're going through some deep, dense energies or whatever comes up, and then you're, blissful, everything is fine. And whoa, now here I am again. All you can do is literally go with the waves, laugh at the insanity through the tears, know there's a higher order to everything, All you have to do is not judge it. Be consistent. This is all about, you need to master your mental, emotional body, especially right now with what we're navigating. Okay, but again, this is fully being collapsed within the 0-point field of neutrality, especially through the twin flames. But again, the more we can all do this, because we're all part of this and we're all one, okay, the easier this is. And the less, a few people of us need to carry so much, because this is also energetic. It's like people who are, doing a lot of the transmutation work, like me and a lot of you watching, we can feel all the people not wanting to face their stuff, not wanting to face their emotions, suppressing and being in cognitive dissonance. And we have to clear this stuff. Although this is basically now the sign in the land, in the sand, where this is just the end. All the karma is being paid out. And again, this is the final dose with, again, your blueprint is holding all of your actions, all of your thoughts, beliefs, everything you've ever done, said, thought, okay, throughout all the lifetimes. So for those who've digressed so much within their own consciousness body, they just can't make the ascension. They're being literally, evaporized back to source. So that's what I'm seeing. So with all of this false matrix programming realities in full quantum collapse mode, all the fears, doubts, worries, insecurities, anxieties, nervousness are being fully washed off us. And that's what makes us fully confident now. And that's what makes your field impenetrable and bulletproof. That's when you're fully at home, you're fully loving yourself, no matter what anyone says out there. Whilst you don't feel defensive, need to fight back and all of that. And authenticity is the key, fearlessly so, when you do whatever you want to do, so to say, without caring what anyone thinks of it. That's true freedom. That's what sets you free. Freedom is a frequency. It doesn't happen again. It's not being delivered to us. We are igniting it from within. And as the Ramona does this, through the 100 monkey effect, it goes out to all. And hey, we are free, which is already there. We're there. It's just like, how many more hours of this, linearly speaking, do we need to do? So that's why I do my videos, to help us all along and clear this more. So powerful downloads are coming in with this. The remembering, clarity returns, gifts and abilities. Really tune in the silence. It's all coming online. Most powerful activations of our diamond rainbow plasma body, or diamond sun body. And the Merkaba is being fully aligned now through, again, the divine union of the masculine and feminine and all these corrections we've been talking about. But it's especially the reversal. This is also, this is connected to, so the crystalline core stopping spinning. This is to do with the pole flip. It is to do with the ascension. It's all interconnected. So again, the twin flames, as the masculine steps forth and corrects the wrongs of the past, and basically fully acknowledging that he's been projecting the shadow aspects onto the feminine, okay? Because that returns divine justice, because this is also getting fully clear of any kind of interference of, the negative agenda, which have been keeping them apart, all the interference and attacks, the false light. And this is how it all started. Okay, because the false light or these invaders have turned us against one another, which is still doing these days. So that's how we're correcting it. As I'm seeing it, the core twin flames, the 12 or 13 original twin flames, aka 24, aka 27, are holding this core blueprint for the new divine organic creatrix field. As they come fully together in divine union, it basically completes the pole shift, because it's the flip between them, okay, of the runner chaser and this whole dynamic, okay, of him fully seeing the truth and proclaiming it. Again, this is returning divine justice. This is the pole flip. This is also the supernova of the heart event, because it's ultimately him fully opening up his heart, him, her, all together as one, because also she needs to be fully open to the love coming in now and not having a shield up and being defensive. So anyone on the, and this is also completing the magnetic field shift. So the magnetic field as it is now is artificial, okay? And us healing our blueprint, which is our morphogenetic field, is healing the planetary blueprint and morphogenetic field, which is the new kind of organic magnetic field that's taking the artificial one's place. Okay, so anyone being worried about pole shifts and magnetic fields being very, basically being shot to bits or not, being fully operational anymore, it's a good thing, because the organic, again, this is all artificial crap, which is keeping us in density and locked in. All right. This is what's shifting everything, because we're shifting back to how it was to before this artificial pole flip that happened in Atlantean times happened. And it's connected to the crystalline network activations, crystalline caverns, crystalline beds, which is also the planetary brain of the planet, which is connected to our brains and our mind. And that's how everything shifts. So as the core of the Earth ignites, which is basically the cosmic supernova of the heart event, so the cosmic heart awakening, which is being ignited by the twin flames coming to full divine union, opening up their hearts fully to one another with no more fear. This is bringing online the new Eden, because they carry these original Edenic paradisian codes, and that they're fully healing and igniting and bringing back to each other and to the whole of humanity, because they're carrying these core blueprints. And this is what's igniting New Earth. It's all interconnected. So it's literally us opening up our hearts, as I've said before. That's us helping us to bring this online. But of course, this is, everything. It's us basically sorting through our limiting programming, fear-based programming that's keeping us all defensive and running away and running after and chasing and all of these, unhealthy attachments and behaviors and patterns that we have been busy clearing. That's what the twin flames do. So they've been clearing all these unhealthy relationship patterns to bring now, which is now fully online, the new relationship blueprints, templates that help us all come to divine union with one another as one whole collective, which the event is also about, so to say, the supernova of the heart event. And I already forgot what I was talking about. So again, because of all the false akash, so these are all the false memories, all the false timelines, all the false realities we've been living, past and future. So also these false timelines of 5D that they're trying to sell, because again, the negative alien agenda, all they have is linear time. They know their time is up. They know they have finite life. Okay, and it doesn't matter whether it's a story that's been told of 5D, Macbeths and Nisara Gesara, or it's going to take us 900 more years for New Earth to fully materialize. Both of these are false ascension timelines of the negative alien agenda, as I've been shown. So they're all fully collapsed now. For so it is done. No more of this crap. And nobody's being left behind either. Okay? There's no false AI timelines running. None at all. Again, the only ones who want to be feeding this is the negative aliens who have finite lifespan. All they need is this time. That's why they want to sell you false ascension, so they can feed off your energy field a little bit more. But it's not happening, okay? All of this has been fully collapsed. So I'm just telling you about the past, so to say. No, 900 years is one of the predictions. So anyway, time doesn't exist unless you're still in the matrix. Your eternal God self does not do time, I can tell you that much. So quantum leap with me to New Earth now, for so it is done. And it's only the ones who are sitting on the fence watching, who are not really making it happen, who are like, why hasn't it happened yet? We're here to make it happen. Those who are busy making it happen, they don't ask these questions. So hold the frequency, hold the vision, don't let anything interfere with you. And when all the judgments have fallen away, people will be actually able to show their true authentic self. So, you know what I mean? It's our judgments which are keeping us, because we have learned to be a certain way, or many people out there to be a certain way in order to survive, in order to get their needs met, which we've learned as children for these inverted coping mechanisms. because we were judged and told, no, be like this, be like that. This is not right. And you are this, all of that stuff. So once all the judgments, which we are fully transcending right now, right here, and opinions and all that stuff, discernment is different. We're fully free to be who we truly are. Ultimately, really, it really is about that. So let all the judgments go. They're just keeping us apart, and they're just a whole lot of inverted nonsense, really. So the cosmic monad holds the blueprint for the collective consciousness. So again, don't worry about what they're doing. What are you doing? They're showing you what you still need to integrate. And we all one. So they're just aspects of you. And if anything is triggering you, do like, thank you, thank you, thank you. Sit with it. Go further within. All these feelings are showing you an answer. It's like me when I'm stuck with a feeling yesterday, like I could just feel so much in the field, animosity and kind of the energetic attacks and all of this. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm so done with this because it's for lifetimes, okay? And it's not about me playing poor me, but you need to go into the feeling. You need to fully acknowledge it because we are making a review and letting go of all of these timelines. That's why the feelings are arising. So all of these feelings are arising right now from all of these fallen timelines, all that we've been through. But you need to go into the feeling to actually find the gold of like finally understanding why you are the way you are. So once you can have full compassion with you without feeling sorry for yourself, you can fully transcend it and let it go. But you can't do it if you don't want to look at it and if you kind of keep pushing it down, or if you're just fully in victim mode and just poor me. That's not going to do it either. So it's this magical middle way where you need to just fully feel it, sit with it. There's so much wisdom held in those feelings, which really show you why you are the way you are. And that's how you can fully heal yourself. And that's also when your field shifts, because that memory which made you kind of susceptible energetically, like your field weak, and it was an inversion in the consciousness, which is basically a reversal in your DNA. That's what reversals are. It's inverted consciousness. So as you clear the inversions in the consciousness, you heal your DNA and activate it. That's why the inner work is the key. Never mind any kind of other stuff. Because it's you healing your consciousness and aligning with your true self, what's healing your blueprint, your DNA, and which is igniting your light body and new earth. So I think we're going to try and now wrap it up. I was thinking of doing an activation, but I don't think I will do it today, right now. I don't feel like it. If for whatever reason I'm being guided to, I will come back online. But otherwise, I feel I'm going to be rather quiet for the next few days to let it all come to us, to be in full receiver mode. It's all done, so to say, in the field as I feel it. And it's more on an inner or personal level that this is all completing now. Because again, it's the inner divine union, your full communion with God's source, which is also you unifying with your masculine within, which is your ascension. And it's polarity integration. That's really what Ascension is about. And it's you integrating all of your fractals and fragments. That's you reclaiming all of your soul pieces and aspects. That's you fully merging with your multidimensional selves, which is what, again, is healing all of this. 555. And a calm heart and mind heals your body and is what allows you to rise above the agendas out there and all the triggering and the gaslighting, okay? And that's how we make sound decisions. So whenever you get, triggered by anything or, but there was a lot of, especially when there's this, because what's happening is in the field is those of negative intent, those who are leaving now, they know what's happening, okay? They're basically fucked. They're done for it. So there is a lot going on in the field. Just know it for what it is. And I felt this morning there was just a lot of very strong energy, a lot of dragon energy, but really like I could feel it's just the backlash in the field. And it went on all day. But you can really go within, and as you connect to your heart and as you connect to source and go into meditation and keep bringing yourself back to your heart and back to your breath and clear your heart and your mind and bring them to frequency resonance, That's how we can see things clearly, and that's how we can make clear decisions. Okay, calm is the key. Okay, it's not when we are like in trigger mode and feeling all emotional. Take a few steps back, calm yourself down. And a very nice trick is just counting your breaths. You know, it's like breathing in one, holding for one, breathing out one. And then you do breathing in two, holding for two, breathing out two. And then you go up to 10, but you might not make it even that far. That's a very, I'm not at all a breathing specialist. That's just a very easy thing, you know, but even just focusing on your breath and more trying to get out of your head, because we're accessing the Buddhic mind, which is really the key to the kingdom that truly lies within. And it's accessed through a calm mind. You are hearing God in silence. Okay, that's when Source speaks through you. And that's where you access all kinds of cosmic intelligence and wisdom. And that's what we're here to access, anchor, radiate out the God Source consciousness. How would God see reality? What would God create? That's what you need to ask yourselves now. What would God say, think, feel, do? And all I can see is we are standing at the final precipice of the supernova of the heart event, and our realities are about to flip for good in more ways than one. And again, it's outside of time, but if we want to be linear, I feel it's beyond imminent at this point. And we have been waiting like a few weeks, so to say. But again, we are not linear. I could really feel today fully linearity going from our field. I'm just now in no time fully. There is no more impatience. There's just understanding that it's all a great happening, and it's all about frequency alignment that is outside of our control. Whilst we still keep listening to our own inner guidance of what to do in every now moment. It's really, for me, for a long time now, one now moment to the next. That's how I had to anchor the new blueprint, where we're no longer linear at all. It's just pure guidance, heart-based guidance from one now moment to the next. And we're always cared, we're always provided for. And really now open up if you have anything to heal right now, or, you know, struggling. Again, go into the meditative state. I also am going to leave later on a link of a daily clearing and shielding activation, although the sound could be better, but it does the trick. But where we're going also, there's no more shielding really. And what was I talking about? Oh, fuck. I need to stop now. I'm losing too many trails of thoughts. Because again, the language is a thing of the past, so to say. Yeah, throat chakra. I know especially the masculine is clearing the throat chakra to get ready to speak the full truth and nothing but the truth. To bring divine order and justice to all life everywhere. Because it's the divine, we need to really remember who we're here for, who we are, okay? And the responsibility we carry. And our missions and purpose is, again, being ignited and remembered from within. And then you know what you're here to do. But it really comes from the heart. It's not about, you know, having to do something. It's just you knowing and aligning with your true self and your true happiness and love and your earth. And letting go of any of these false, limiting, fear-based thought forms and beliefs that have kept us separate from one another, that have literally driven us to the wrong people and have driven us away from the right people, so to say. And what's happening now is I feel more and more of us can feel it's like this time where, again, the cosmic reunion is on, okay? And it's going to complete any moment now. And again, the key lies in our own inner divine union. That's what we're going to do now, okay? So go deep within, connect to Source, the Divine Mother and Father. But the Mother is bringing a lot of healing energy right now. Just allow Source and the Divine Mother to enfold you, to hold you, to heal you. You need to trust in the power of Source healing you beyond a med bed. It's really, really important, you see, because people don't believe in God. And we are here to believe in God and show everyone what's possible when you believe in Source and the infinite power of divine love, which is healing all now. And the cosmic reunion is happening ultimately within, and then it will be projected out there. So unify with your cosmic self. Allow Source and the Divine Mother to wash all that you no longer need to be washed off you, to heal you, So you never again, ever feel separate and alone, because you feel and know yourself at one, as one, and at one with Source and all of creation. This is what this is all about. It really is all about love, but also, clear thought. And again, it's a divine union of both. It's not one or the other. There is no, divine masculine or feminine leading. It's one of them together. We need the, magic grail queens and kings and cosmic dragons to unify as one. They're androgynous, the cosmic dragons. They hold our original blueprints, our divine gnosis and wisdom. They're also holding the Templar, the grids. We are, we are the elementals. We are projecting the grids out. We are projecting the planet out. We're projecting everything out you see around you now. And that's how you're shifting the projection from deep within you. As you shift your consciousness and you realize your God Source consciousness embodied, as you unify with Source, you project out heaven on earth. We are, any moment now. Also on that note, I was reminded, in ancient times, and I can't remember now until when, people weren't able to see blue until just recently, or a few thousand years ago. And that's what's happening now. So far, we can only see about 1% of the color spectrum. We cannot see what's there. And again, we didn't want to see, believe me, because there was a lot of mayhem happening. It wasn't safe to see, or we would go crazy. So as this is all fully clearing, at the same time, again, it's all happening quantum. All ignites, is interlinked with the supernova of the heart event, the cosmic heart awakening. As this ignites, basically the bad boys and girls and demons and shadow beings are fully vaporized back to Source, and you will be able to see new earth, the new divine organic creatrix field, which is already online beyond, whilst we've also been quantum completing it this whole time. Again, it's quantum, it's not linear. Okay, so fully transcend any remaining time now. Drop, especially this weekend, has a lot of magic written all over it. All over it. Drop into no time whatsoever. Follow your bliss. Let go of distractions. Okay, bullseye of, because it's ultimately the frequency of bliss, which is awakening all of this, which is love, and it's connected to many things. But once we have cleared out all this crap, don't let any more negativity get to us. We will be in bliss, and I can feel it coming up right now. And it's ultimately the frequency of love, and that's what's igniting the DNA. It's igniting your blueprint, okay? And it's ultimately the absence of fear-based programming, which is why this is what we have to break through of. And again, it takes a shift in consciousness, bringing all of this online. The med beds and these packages are not helping you. Ultimately, it's not ascension. It's a false ascension. It's just more of the artificialness that we've already seen. It's just a buying themselves time of giving you some bits and pieces here. It's like the things they now do, like they're raping you on electricity costs, and then the government gives you a few hundred here and there, at least in Ireland it is, just to keep you quiet. The same with the payments of like closing your business down. And here, have a few hundred just for you to be quiet. You are here to create whatever you want to create in any moment. Now, in alignment with the law of one. But again, once you've unified with Source, you are divine will embodied, and you only will naturally co-create in alignment with the natural laws and with the law of one. So that serves everyone. You're not going to be running around like the narcissistic psychopaths we see now that are hoarding it all for themselves. All right? And because this is not what we're here for. So we are here to return the freedom. We are here to return the abundance. It ignites from within us. We hold the blueprints for our realities. You are the elementals, you are the birds, you are the trees, you are the mountains. You are everything around you, everything. All right? And your energy, frequency, and vibration. You're not as solid as you might think you are. So, all right. I think we're done here for today. So again, as we shift the way we look at things, as we shift the way we perceive reality, reality shifts for us. That's the observer effect, okay? The quantum observer effect. We're doing this collectively through the 100-monkey effect, all right? And everything shifts within one massive Mandela effect because we just remember a different past or ancient future. We remember a different, we need to remember different. We need to think differently in order to get a different reality. Yes, you are your twin too. Ultimately, everybody would be your twin at the highest level because we're all from one source. I do believe everybody has a twin. There are also things like kind of lower twins that kind of happen within your monad. In a monad, you have 6 masculines, 6 feminines. So, but yeah, at highest level, you are your twin. I mean, you come into divine union with yourself. Your twin, if you find a masculine or feminine who you believe is your physical embodiment of that, there will be another you. They are your closest frequency match at soul level. They're the same soul signature frequency. Not quite the same, but the most closest. You get me? Because again, we have now multiplied, so to say. Yeah. So the last wheel fully lifts now, and we're being shown also literally that we're making all of this up with the deepest held beliefs that we carry and expectations, which get energized. So whatever we focus upon, whether you like it or not. So it's thought forms and beliefs, expectations, and that's what creates our realities. It really is. Okay. And then obviously we have them collectively as well, which is what we've been busy transcending and re-encrypting, reprogramming all these deepest held beliefs, which have been giving us the same realities over and over again. Okay. Based on our kind of trauma-based mind control we have been enjoying down here. So, but again, there's nobody to blame because we all fell in consciousness as one and we're all rising as one. And there's only one of us here. There's one mind, really is. Okay. Whilst we're also sovereign and every individual consciousness still needs to make their own decisions, so to say. But you need to also understand free will, in a sense, it's very debatable. Free will, when so far, has been for most people just following the program. Okay, so you're under mind control. So it's not really free will because people are on autopilot. Then we are the ones who are kind of going against the algorithm. So we are breaking out, we are free will. But it's really not, because you're aligning yourself with divine will. That's the only time you're really in alignment with your true self, with your God self. And then you have no more free will because it's really divine will, if you get me. Like, you still have free will to defy divine will. But you do understand that ultimately it will not work in your favor. So you get me? So ultimately there is no free will. Just the free will to decide between going what a false ego self wants to do or what would be your highest self choice. That's the kind of free will we are enjoying. And that's the decisions we have to make. So we are merging and integrating the fallen angelic and the angelic, shadow and light. But then we get to decide. So we're merging all of these aspects. But then it's like, but who do you want to be? Because you do get to choose, so to say. But then it's also just a happening where kind of you become an instrument for God, if that makes sense. And we're really here to be the vessel for Source to work through us. We are Source's boots on the ground. Again, it doesn't just happen to us, okay? There's nobody coming to rescue us. We are the rescuers of ourselves. We are our own heroes. So as we remember the real truth, all makes sense, and crystal clarity returns now, loads of downloads. Again, make space and time or silence to receive them. And self-love and that whole love frequency is ultimately equals abundance. Okay, so it's us also, it's a self-worth we feel, so no longer feeling less than or insecure and all of that, as well as the gratitude for what we already have or what is already been manifested as if it's already here now. That's what's bringing it online at a frequency consciousness level right now as well. Okay, so try and align with that. It's already here. Focus on what you want to create. Don't fall for all the distractions out there. Might go a bit crazy over the next few days, I feel, however long we still need to play these, look at this movie. Yeah, but the divine masculine and feminine are fully rising as the triple solar queen and king. And this is bringing our diamond sun body fully online collectively, which is the 12, aka 13D strand divine human blueprint of the angelic human, which is now also the Christ of Sophia, which is the new androgynous divine blueprint that is beyond what has been there so far, and it's a cosmic ascension blueprint. Okay, where all races can be rehabilitated through. But again, Individually, I believe everybody has already made a choice at soul level through, again, all of their karmic choices throughout all lifetimes and are culminating right now of where they're headed. Okay. But again, any moment now, you can make a different choice. Okay. You need to see that what you think maybe are your negative aspects or insecurities are actually your strengths if you know how to work with them. I'm trying to think of an example now, but I think we're just nearing the end of the time. I need to stop speaking because it's just becoming too long. So what was the last thing? Pole shift completes now. For so it is. Let's finish this. All from the inside out. Open your heart up wide. Know who to. I think that's become crystal clear right now. And oh yeah, what I wanted to say is part of the Merkaba corrections is connected to the Crystalline Core. So science is saying now that the core of the Earth has stopped spinning. And this is very much connected to the pole shift and flip that's basically about to complete. So it will spin. What I'm seeing is the core is spinning counterclockwise, the same as our field, and the planet spinning clockwise. And I hope I gotten the words right now. If that is incorrect and I'm watching this again, I will correct myself. And besides what I'm seeing and saying, what do you see? The core of the planet is part of you. Okay. Ultimately, you can access wherever you want to access. Hey, Rob. So basically, it's all inside of you. The whole cosmos is inside of you. And what I can access, you can access too, especially as you access God source consciousness and just clear out all the beliefs that make you feel like you are not that. Because that's just programming, conditioning, especially religious, telling you that you're a little human here and cannot affect anything. You are here to be your own cosmic divine mother now, birthing your creation, your own reality within the big organic creatrix field. What do you want to create? So never mind what anyone else is telling you right now, what's going to happen when, what's possible or not. What do you believe is possible right now, taking out of the equation any time, space, gravity, and money, but especially time, quantum, if you would think, I'm God and I could create anything right now. Tune into that. That's what I would say. Okay. So relax. There's nothing to control here. Keep listening to your guidance. It's both and because you also got boots on the ground and nothing less. Okay. God source consciousness embodied, constantly reimagining itself, constantly expanding, sometimes contracting, but it's all a divine interplay. Okay, of the one consciousness, the one mind. So nothing to be afraid of. This is done, but we also keep making it happen again in every now moment with every word, thought, feeling, belief, and action we take, because it's a consciousness we hold. Heaven on earth, it's a consciousness we hold. It's not an outside event. So align with the consciousness and it shall ignite through you. So I leave it at that. I also leave some links below for the activation from the last video. That's very powerful. And there are a couple before that. They should keep you going. Also, you can always listen to my videos. They're really timeless with loads of navigational tips and keys and codes for your ascension. So it really helps you to clear, heal, balance, harmonize, and upgrade your whole field just listening to me bubbling on. Even if you might not understand everything of it. But I hope it has helped you. Thank you so much for everybody holding the vision, holding the frequency, not getting distracted, aligning with their own true unique self, no matter what anyone thinks and says. Okay, that's your job done. And that's how we're quantum completing all of our missions right here. Because that's one more thing. If you think about the Emerald Covenant is all about the promise to bring all the souls back home, which is what we're completing right now. Okay. So it's basically all the souls that were stuck through trauma, it's split soul fragments through all the cataclysm that happened throughout the eons. So that's what many of us been doing in our dream time and other work. It's really exiting and rescuing souls. And this is happening through your own multidimensional integration. This is you retrieving your own soul pieces and soul fragments and soul aspects. So you merging with God source consciousness, and us doing this as one cosmic monad is what ultimately, at the highest level, is returning everyone back to source, healing the cosmonad, the fragmentation within the tribes, within the families, within the cosmic monad, which we are all one with. I hope that makes sense. So you integrating, calling all of your pieces back, clearing all of these, cords and anything that interferes with you having a fully sovereign energy field, that's you basically also helping all the souls go back home, back to source, which we're all returning to, but it's the source within. And the way some people might believe ascension is to play out, what I've been shown is it's much more an inner, it's an inner experience. It's just the dream scene is just going to change. Because it's your consciousness shifting. This is all consciousness. Your DNA is consciousness. And it's connected through, again, your heart igniting, the crystalline covens, your crystalline structures. That's what's bringing fully online New Earth and those memories of our New Eden. What are memories? It's just data and information. That's all it is. So there is no time. And there's no space. And even science, look it up on YouTube. You'll find plenty of videos on this. Okay. So thank you all so much. Keep it going. Have fun. Follow your bliss. And so it was done. Thank you, thank you, thank you for all your support, all your love, and keep shining brighter than ever before. It's time to spread our wings and fly. So let's do it. Full ignition right now. Let's rise. Let's ascend out of this madness. Time out of time. Let's make it happen. Thank you so much, love. Bye, bye, bye. Bye.